So I am going on my first camping trip in my new RV today, and I'm a combination of excited and nervous. I'll be driving about 90 minutes to my campground, and I'm a little nervous about, I guess, driving that far. I've only driven it once, a very short distance to the car mechanic place to get the brake job done, and that's it. So this will be the longest drive that I'll be doing in it. And then I guess I'm also nervous about leveling the RV if I have to. Not terribly nervous, but it's going to be all new to me. And since I have dual tires in the back, I did my due diligence and researched it, and you were supposed to put um, the blocks, behind both tires. So I'm glad I researched that because I would not have known that. Although it kind of makes common sense that you would. So anyways, I think those two things, driving and then leveling, will be a little more challenging since it's all new to me. I've never done this before. I was telling my neighbor this morning what I was doing, and she's like, you're amazing, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm amazing or crazy. She says, well, maybe you're both. I said, yeah, I think that's about right. So once I get to the campsite, it's just going to be a matter of hooking up electricity and the water. And I don't think I'll do the sewer because I'm only going to be staying 3 nights, and the black tank is empty. So should be easy to do that. It's going to be a pretty hot weekend, so I'm a little nervous about that because I have yet to test out the air conditioning unit to see if it's going to work for such a long period of time. The previous owner told me that they rarely ever used it. We did test it when I was there checking out the RV, and it did blow cold air, but certainly I couldn't, run it for hours. So I'm just glad I'll be at a full hookup site so that I'll be plugged in and don't have to worry about that. So wish me luck. I been making several trips all week long to the RV to unload things and kind of break it up a bit. And I swear this morning when I was there unloading some stuff and putting stuff away, I'm like, geez, it feels like I'm moving into my own little apartment. This is a really neat feeling. I feel like this is my second home, putting things away in cupboards and like, oh yeah, okay, there's the bedroom. That item goes near the bedroom, and oh, this item goes in the kitchen, and that goes in the the bathroom. I was like, oh, this is a neat feeling. It's like a little home. It's so cute. I think I'm going to be challenged in the kitchen because it's so small, and I do like to cook, and there's not a lot of counter space, so it's going to be challenging for me. But we'll see how it goes, and I'm sure I will just make some adjustments and figure it out. So I better get back to packing. I got to get my food and everything ready. I decided that I'm not going to turn on the propane gas and get the refrigerator going. I just decided, I don't know, it feels better not to do that. So I think I'll just turn on the refrigerator once I get to the campsite, obviously, and it runs off electricity or propane, so I should be good. So that's it for now. Catch you later. 7:30 in the morning, and I just woke up and just put my shades up here in my back window, and I just realized how close I am to the next campers. So yeah, no privacy. And lots of campers over there as well. I'm smelling smoke from all the fires. But last night when I got inside my rig, I had the air conditioner on. Oh, there's a kitty cat. Kind of blends in. How cute. Anyway, yeah, it was nice to like be able to drown out some of the noise because, oh, there's a kitty cat again. Looks like a young one. Exploring. Just settle in next to the tent. Little cutie. I love cats and I love dogs. Each has their own character. I think she's looking for a nice little spot to do her business. Anyway, yeah, with the air conditioner on and being inside, it was kind of nice because it was drowning out the noise of the campers around me. So that was a nice, oh yeah, she was looking for a little spot to do her business. It's just such a difference, I guess I was saying, from the trailer in so many ways. I feel like this is my little home now. This is my first night, just spent the night. It went pretty well in terms of sleeping last night. I was fairly comfortable in my bed here. I slept pretty well, despite the fact that last night was pretty stressful. So going back, I drove up to this campground, which is about an hour and a half from, where I live. And I loved how high up I felt in the cab. It reminded me of moving trucks when I've had to move, use moving trucks to move. And so I like that feeling of being higher up in the cab. And I did pretty well driving up here. I encountered a couple of small hills, but that was it. And it went pretty well driving. As I went along, I got more and more comfortable with it. And I got up to about 65 was the highest that I got in speed. And I was a bit shocked when I stopped to get some gas, and just a quarter of a tank cost me $80 in gas. Gulp. Oh my goodness. That's expensive. But so anyways, the drive went well. I got a little bit of a late start because my plan was to get here around 7 p.m. last night, so I'd have a good hour and a half of light to, get my rig leveled if I needed to get it leveled and get my hookups in. But unfortunately, I left a little later than I meant to, and so I didn't get here until 8 p.m. And I was pleasantly and wonderfully surprised when I got to the campground. My sister and my brother-in-law were here to greet me. And that was a total surprise and so sweet that they just showed up. They knew I was coming because I'm staying 15 minutes from where they live. But the plan was for them to show up tomorrow, Saturday, to see my rig for the first time and hang out with me in my new home. But they surprised me by coming last night, and I was just flooded with gratitude that they did and that they were there to support me in my new adventure and doing this whole new thing for me, because they know, my sister especially knows how long I've been trying to make this dream a reality, and it's been a real slow go. I mean, I've been trying to do this for 10 years, so it's just been really a slow process to make it happen. And so right away, she and my brother-in-law said, "Oh my gosh, your rig is beautiful. Oh my gosh, you're going to love it. It's just so much better than the little trailer that you had. You're just going to love it. And I said, yeah, I think I will. So then we got to my campsite, and I was really upset to see that it was not level. It was pretty unlevel. It was like a hill. And it's really frustrating because I booked this, through the website, and they had a picture and it looked level in the picture. But of course you get here and it's completely unlevel. And I'm like, oh no, that's not good. I didn't want to have to do some big leveling job right off the bat. My first trip, I was really praying that it was level. So it's frustrating because, even in the driveway details, it did not tell me any details. Sometimes websites will tell you the campsite's level and stuff. So then but this one did not. In the picture, it was hard to tell. So I just had to take my chances. And so the first thing I thought is, oh no, it's getting dark and we're going to have to level this in the dark. Oh my gosh. And my sister and brother-in-law had a 40-foot RV for 6 years. In fact, they still have their RV. They just don't travel much in anymore. They're probably going to sell it. But they had one of those automatic levelers, so they never had to do blocks or anything like that, so they weren't familiar with that at all. Each time we tried, I just couldn't get the thing level. And I tried like 4 or 5 times, and, it was getting darker by the second. Trying to roll back onto the blocks was not easy. I'd had to really gun the engine to try to get it to go up on the blocks. And then by time I, got enough of momentum to get back up on the blocks, I had to hit the brakes super fast because I would roll back too much, so it was really challenging to actually get up on the blocks themselves. And I just was like, wow, this is much harder than I ever imagined it was going to be. And I was just, again, so grateful that my sister and brother-in-law were there, because first of all, my sister actually helped me. She was excellent. We got our phones on, and she directed me how to back up into this spot and, turn your wheel to the left, turn to the right, go straight back. It was so helpful to have somebody doing that. But I kind of felt like, okay, yeah, the backing up, I think I will be fine with. I'll get used to that. I can probably do it, eventually. But with the backing up onto the blocks, I mean, if my brother-in-law and sister weren't there to tell me, okay, stop, this is far as you can go, then I would be probably falling off those blocks. So it wasn't an ideal first night because it was dark, and that just made everything a lot harder. Thankfully, we turned on the air conditioning last night once I got the electricity hooked up, and it worked great. So I was really happy about that. The AC works wonderfully. And yeah, I feel like my little home here. I'm just so happy. So one of the blocks already crumbled and broke, so I had to throw that one away. And then this one here on the left is starting to come apart too. So I don't know if these levelers are going to be strong enough for this heavy rig. I might need to buy something more heavy duty. So this is what I have on this tire, but it's still showing me as too low in the front. So I've still got to build this up more. But I'm kind of out of blocks, so I'm waiting for my sister to get here. They have blocks they're going to bring. These came with the RV, but I don't really like them as much. I mean, they're nice and strong, but it's hard for me to tell when to stop. I really need a second person to tell me, stop. Whereas I feel like with these, it stops me from going too far. So I like that Stop and Chalk that tells me okay, you can't go anymore. So for a solo person, that seems a bit better than something like that. I talked to the owner, the previous owner of the rig, and he said that it's not critical that you be absolutely level. It's just important that you don't feel like you're, sloped and that it's hard for you to walk around the rig, or that you're sleeping with your head too low, which can give you a headache. So he said it's not critical to be absolutely level. So I went ahead and turned on the refrigerator so I can get my food in there soon. I turned on the water heater for the first time and got that lit okay. Got my plugs in. It's so sweet because there's these ladies that are my age over here in the Winnebago, and they tried to help me level, but they're newbies too, so they weren't able to really help me too much other than just tell me when to stop. The other thing I learned about these levelers is I feel like this brand, Level Up, is a lot more sturdy. It's holding up to the weight a lot better. So I feel like I need more of these levelers, although there's not as many options in terms of how high you can go. The highest it looks like you can go is 3 inches on this one. So there's only basically 2 levels, 2 and 3 inches. Whereas, these are already, some of them are cracking and they're kind of bowing. And my brother-in-law did this. He's like, I don't want you rolling back, but I feel like these are kind of crumbling under the weight of this heavy vehicle, so I'm not happy with these Lynx levelers for at least my rig here. I just think maybe these aren't the correct ones. So here's my water hookup. This is like the stupidest sight ever because you have these very lots of harsh stickers going right to the pedestal, and why camping staff hasn't cut this away. So I'm trying to hook up last night and I'm getting all, scratched up on my legs. Oh, I see, it's blackberries. Yeah, those are really, I have a good mind to bring out my scissors. I wish I had some hedge clippers or something, but I don't. So I'm going to bring out my scissors and cut this down. Never seen a campground like this where like the water's here and then the sewer's there, which I don't have hooked up yet, and then the electricity's there, so they're all kind of spread out rather than being right next to each other. I think this is an Army Corps of Engineers campground. I'm going to walk down to the water, which a lot of Army Corps of Engineers, in fact I think most, are on water. I just got a whiff of pine trees, which always evokes happy memories to when I was a young girl going to Hawthorne Youth Camp up in the mountains. I grew up in Los Angeles, and it was hot and dry, of course, in the summer, so I always look forward to going up to the mountains and doing youth camp. And I just loved, who doesn't love, the pine tree smell. Let's go smell it, see if it smells like vanilla. Oh yeah, smells like vanilla. Oh, you are beautiful. Look at the sap. Look at that amber color of it. Isn't that beautiful? So I just finished my first camping trip in my new to me RV. I just finished and got camping here. Just finished dumping my tanks for the first time, and it went really well. I'm really glad that I did it at a campsite so I could take my time and do it slowly, step by step, and not feel stressed or harassed, to get it done quickly at a dump station. So I'm really glad I did it that way. It went very well, although I almost forgot to push in the levers to close the black and gray water tank, but I caught myself just in time. And the only other thing I think I'm going to get is a nose clip. I think I need a nose clip. It was smelly, so I have a sensitive nose, so I think I need to get one of these nose clips to help myself. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. I wore my gloves and all that. Testing, testing, testing.